Jeffrey Epstein.
Afrikaner refugees.
Matcha-mania.
Very bad for a lot of people.
Congress, 2025 has been the most chaotic year I can remember.
Look at South Africa, what's going on?
Dumbass. I am KG Mukhadi, comedian, sometimes actor as you can see from this incredible performance, and host of Politically Aweh, a comedy news show in South Africa. Every week, me and my co-host Zoe try to make sense of the news with deep dives, interviews, and on-location reports. But now, more than ever, the news just seems to make less and less sense every single day.
Artificial intelligence is one of the top 5 reasons behind job losses this year.
A report by Oxfam has revealed a stark rise in inequality across Africa.
And the young people, oh, they're mad. Like no Wi-Fi mad. All over the world, Gen Z is taking to the streets, even toppling government. The youth is finally rising. We must stand up. I must stand up. Maybe not too fast.
Mondays are possible thanks to my morning coffee. Hashtag adulting.
Wait, am I not youth anymore? Don't answer that. I need to find out what the hell is going on, and I know just who to ask. My friend Justine Wanda is a Kenyan comedian and activist who presents a popular satirical show called Fake Woke with Justine. She was a key figure in the youth protest which rocked Kenya last year. What are you guys doing there?
In 2024, we protested about the finance bill that was going to raise taxes on bread and Pampers and pads and all these different things that Kenyans need. And then this year we protested again because they introduced a new finance bill. And then we also protested again against police brutality and the people who were killed last year. We just want to be free, man.
Okay, I'm starting to understand, but I still need to find out more. Over in Madagascar, the youth aren't playing games either. Their president might have been a DJ, but how the turntables have turned.
It began as a normal protester going on the street in order to push my demands against the blackouts in Madagascar, against water shortages and unbearable conditions of living of multiple youth, and especially against corruptions in the country.
Elliot Randria Manrato is another young person who blows me away with his courage and his conviction. In September 2025, he was at the center of the protest action against the failing government. For him, like Gen Z protests around the world, there's one thing that is inspiring the global youth revolution.
We were the first around the world to adapt the One Piece flag to Madagascar.
From Morocco to Indonesia, Gen Z have been using this symbol at huge rallies. It's basically a cartoon skull and crossbones, and it's got a straw hat, and it's from the hit Japanese manga show One Piece.
Wait, hold up, my dog. I thought a One Piece was a struggle meal from KFC.
This flag is a very main symbol of the movement as it expresses freedom. But when I see the different movement of Gen Z, we all are fighting the same thing, which is fighting against a corrupted system and a system that wants to, and some government who wants to repress our freedom, especially freedom of speeches, freedom of associations, and freedom to protest.
So many people kind of want the same things. It's just like we're asking for the same things, but the leadership is very disconnected from the people.
And then I think it's a tipping point for every young people in the world. And it's the moment to say no to this and fight for our liberty, fight for our freedom.
And that's when I realized I may not know who Labubu is or how to run a Discord server, but I'm still young enough to get involved. And now I want to speak to the manager. No, I demand to speak to the manager. I'm going to the one place where the real grown-ups gather. The ones who are supposed to fix everything.
The all-important G20 summit that will be held in Johannesburg here in South Africa. Now, South Africa is the first African country to host this gathering. The G20 members include the world's major economies that represents 85% of global gross domestic product, over 75% of the international trade in the world, and also about 2/3 of the world's population.
Yo, Zoe, where are you? We gotta get to the G20, man.
KJ, did you not see my Discord message? I told you, I just said hide. I'm here.
Okay, cool. I'm on my way.
While I had been sleeping, Zoe had been hustling. she put out a call to young people across the continent to ask them what they would ask world leaders at the G20.
What if you joined the group chat? What questions would you have for the global leaders?
My question is about climate action.
The reduction of the unemployment rate.
Protection of African data.
Greenhouse emissions. Youth unemployment.
Why is it that we, the African youth, have to fight so hard?
What are the practical things that they're doing?
Do I really stand a chance?
So armed with questions from young people from around the world and a politically aware microphone, I headed to Joburg.
Yeah, it's 6:30 in the morning. We're at Nasrec. And we're just in a queue. We're the media. We're just in a queue. It's like 94 elections or Capitec Bank. I don't know.
What's up, my G?
676767.
What is 67?
67 is like Wola 7, but for us, Gen Z.
You need help, Unc.
I do need help, but first I need answers. Let's go inside.
We made it, and we're not about to waste any more time. Our first order of business? Find out when we're going to meet these world leaders and warn them about all these cooked Gen Zs on TikTok. Warn them about all these Gen Zs cooking on TikTok.
No media access. Tomorrow, media to remain in Hall 5 and receive full feed from the host broadcaster and photography pool team.
It's a bit closed off. The leaders are a bit far away from the media.
Do you think the world leaders are actually listening to young people?
You probably won't get a chance to interview one of the presidents from the G20 countries.
Will the young people get the chance to ask questions to the leaders today?
Well, this is what... Comrades, I'm gonna save us all some time. The short answer is no.
So if you can see the mass media award behind me, guys, this is what it's like to actually try and speak to someone who has any say or power whatsoever. This is Vincent Magwenya back here. He's the spokesperson for Cyril Ramaphosa. And that's how minuscule the amount of leadership there is in this space that the media is supposed to be in. But I've got your questions and I'm going to try my best to get into it.
Vincent!
Meanwhile, among all the corporate media, I bumped into a fellow YouTuber.
It's fascinating when you're actually on the ground, and I'm sure you're also seeing this. You see that a lot of this is just a set piece. It is just a show.
When do we get to ask the real question?
Of the heads of state, that opportunity is probably not going to come anytime soon.
What the fuck? We weren't gonna get any luck here, but when we heard Cupcake was hosting a reception for African leaders, we made our way there thinking maybe we'd have a chance of getting some answers.
I hope they're not having caviar. I hope they're having chicken feet just like the rest of us.
Here we
Do we need turns out we need a different hair.
Typical G20 style. They have us on a wild goose chase. They're probably going to send us to every single floor, every single room. And by the time they finally get us to the spot, they're going to say, okay, now go into the dungeon and stay there. Some of the most important leaders of the African continent walked right here on this red carpet, guys. It was like the premiere of Devil Wears Prada 2.
It was glitz. It was glam. Comrades. It was really, really boring.
It follows one of the recommendations from the expert panel, which...
I couldn't help but think Cupcake doesn't realize how serious things are.
And I then would like to give media the opportunity to go and rest. Usually by this time, they should be preparing to close days. So,
Mr. President, I'm not sleepy because it's bedtime. I'm sleepy because you're boring and you're not answering my questions. Is this normal? Kanita Hunter is one of the country's top political journalists. She'll know.
Kanita Hunter, it's a good thing that you're here. I'm confused. President just said that the journalists can go home. When do we get to ask questions?
My guy, we don't get to ask questions. This is pomp and ceremony.
But I wasn't done yet. I snuck into some kind of party to see who I could find.
They're not going to bribe us with good music and good food and deliciousness.
This continent is not serious. We're supposed to be here fixing problems. Instead, we have an open bar. I can't believe it. Look, say, Galeni Castle Light.
It's way too.
Unbelievable.
Comrades, I've just seen the Minister of International Relations, Ronald Lamola.
Luckily, he's like 100 years younger than the average African politician, so maybe he will have answers that actually make sense for young people.
Mr. Minister, we're seeing youth protests all over the world. In the continent, Kenya, Tanzania, just last week. Are you ready for a South African youth protest?
I mean, if we are, as government, able to intervene, as I have already said, we have defeated load shedding. Electricity is now no longer an issue. In the last quarter, we have reduced unemployment by 1%.
1% doesn't sound like much when you're sitting with one of the world's highest youth unemployment rates. But I guess it's better than nothing.
But aren't these things that we should have sorted out a long time ago, Minister?
Yeah, it takes time to sort things. Unfortunately,
how come when we've got guests in the country, everything works, but before and after the guests arrive and leave, nothing works? Do you recommend we have guests all the time?
I mean, even in the family, when
Minister, this is not the family.
No, anyway, this is a family.
Minister, no. Minister, we can't run the government like it's a household.
If even a whole Minister of International Relations thinks government is like a family, what Justine said makes sense.
There's a friend of mine who coined the phrase national daddy issues. A lot of us define ourselves by people who can protect us and take care of us and love us. But your national dad is a thief. Your national dad has his interests with Saudi Arabia. Your national dad does not care about you as a person. So you're kind of putting these expectations of a parent on someone who you're supposed to be in a political relationship.
We have some very troublesome elders on the continent. Our elders are naughty for their inability to self-reflect. They don't understand young people's issues, and so they delude themselves into believing that they can speak for young people, never mind with young people.
What we've seen in Madagascar, in Tanzania, in Kenya, in Cameroon, in Nepal, in Peru, is young people saying, no man, the way that this exchange is supposed to work is that we elect you, we give you power so that you use that power to benefit us. If you're not going to meet your end of the bargain, we want you out. They are more scared of the aunties that are visiting from overseas than they are of us, the people who have employed them.
If the G20 won't listen to young people, the Gen Z will take action.
Things were getting serious now. I had to warn the world leaders, and desperate times call for desperate measures.
The youth are coming. The youth are coming. I am warning you now. If you don't listen, we are cooked. You did not listen when we told you about Bitcoin. Telling you now, the youth is coming. There will be an uprising unlike no other. You saw them in Nepal, you saw them in Tanzania, in Kenya, in Cameroon. They are coming for cupcake.
I even got on TV and radio just to try and warn these people.
We had questions from our viewers, which is youth from across the continent, to the leaders. That's basically what it is. We were expecting to be able to ask questions from relevant leaders.
There's youth uprisings all over the continent, and we've got questions from youth all over the continent. And we wanted to know,
do you have answers? Do you have solutions? What is actually going on?
Yeah, this was never going to be the case, I'm afraid, because that's not how these summits work.
Meanwhile, Zoe was still trying to get a hold of Cyril Ramaphosa's official spokesperson, Vincent Magwenya.
Should I be rude? Then I'm going to be that young person who's just rude and pushes to the front, which isn't what we want, no?
I got you, my G. I'll be rude.
Yeah.
I'll come back.
In South African time, are you not?
We got it. What do you do? You turn anywhere? I'll come back. Please follow me.
Comrades, we finally got him. Now is our time. Now is our chance.
Thank you for having me. A long day. How are you? How are you keeping? We're stopping you everywhere. How are you keeping?
No. It's I'm okay. We've ensured that we facilitate a G20 process that is inclusive, that hears all voices.
A G20 that hears all voices. There's also a voice that needs to be heard, and it's the voice of the youth in the continent.
We've got a couple of questions.
So we have this video from Ayanda Bitobe.
My name is Ayanda Malungana. I would really want to ask, do I really stand a chance in the future when it comes to the situation that we are in? Looking at the unemployment rate and the inequality rate, because it's really not promising.
Right. So, outside of the fact that we had the Youth 20, what I will say to Ayan is that there's never been a time when there's such an abundance of opportunities for young people. If you look at issues...
Comrades, politicians take forever to answer, but in a nutshell, they are promising new jobs for young people in mining and AI. Sounds very sustainable to me. But there's something that he said that caught my ear.
Outside of the fact that we had the Youth 20.
I had been hearing this a lot today.
Y20. The Y20.
Y20.
But where were the members of the Y20?
KG, have you noticed the surprising lack of young people in this room?
I have. I'm the only one.
Do you... Only one. Sure. Okay, but do you want to know why? So you know the Y20, yes?
Yeah.
The Youth 20?
Yeah.
So basically, they didn't get media accreditation yet.
The youth went there because they weren't let in. Well, except for me. We managed to track down the spokesperson for the Y20 track, Irfan Mangera, and invited him for a chat.
But how come you did not get accreditation? That's crazy.
Sure.
Before you go there, Y20 is...
It's the official engagement group of youth in the G20 ecosystem. And that's where young people are meant to come together, organize, put forward their communique to the leaders. It's the first time ever that we don't have a communique to the world leaders as the Y20. And that's because we stood in principle.
Oh, you guys were like,
Yeah.
Oh, you guys did not F up. It was you guys going, this is wrong. What was wrong?
When we finally got to the Y20 summit in August, it felt like the views of the South African delegation were not being heard. The Y20 keeps meeting every year, and when the G20 leaders meet and they say, sure, we've heard you, we've taken this communication.
Yeah.
There's no tracking of whether there's any implementation. And we fought to force accountability so that world leaders don't just keep going on and on without any real tangible change for young people. And so the other delegations just didn't want us to go forward with it. So on principle, we said we're standing our ground. And standing our ground meant that we want young people to be heard. And this was a message to the globe and to the leaders as well, that if they're not going to hear us, we'd be happy to wait it out. I got many requests for interviews, but we couldn't be in the room, so we were left out. I think it comes from the presidency security protocol. Meaningful youth.
They were scared you guys are going to start a riot.
I don't think so, because to be fair, our leadership has been very, rational. They're trying to engage meaningfully. I just don't think there's a willingness for young people to be at the decision-making table.
The Group of 20 Leaders Summit Declaration was adopted without US input. It's a huge win for South Africa's leader, Cyril Ramaphosa.
While the media celebrated Cupcake for pulling off the G20 without US support, all I could think of was that these leaders are completely out of touch with just how bad things are for young people today. They have no idea what's coming for them.
Do you know a one-piece flag?
One piece? No, I don't know. What is that?
My fear is by the time you find out, it means the youth is really, really angry.
Yeah, what is it?
Zoe and I were officially done. Young people, we did our best. But world leaders, they won't listen to you.
My man, you down with joining a bit of a youth revolution?
Amandla.
Nah! Viva the revolution!
Viva!
We young people are... Who am I kidding? You young people are the ones we've been waiting for.
You go out into the world and build the world that you want to see.
Don't be afraid to express yourself. At the beginning, we thought what we are doing was impossible. It was impossible for the president to flee, impossible to us to win.
You need to be building your alternative at the same time as you're smashing down what is. Because if you don't, somebody else is going to replace it for you.
You have to live in an environment where your neighbor is just as important and valuable as you. And those things are difficult. Love is a difficult point to sell to anyone. Like, imagine telling someone, we can heal the world with love. People think that's just hippie nonsense, but it's the truth. It's the truth. It's like, If we loved each other a little more, we wouldn't be allowing so much of what is going on in the world.
The revolution might not be televised, but damn it will be on TikTok, WhatsApp, and Discord.
My name is Etole from Nairobi, Kenya. If world leaders are serious about climate justice, when will real support reach local innovators, the farmers, and young minds already creating solutions on the ground?
My name is Takudzwa, and I'm from Zimbabwe. My question to the G20 summit leaders is, what policies are you going to be putting in place to ensure the reduction of the unemployment rate in Zimbabwe?
My name is Terry Nyamayara, and my question for global leaders is, what are the practical things that they're doing to curb youth unemployment?
My name is Nelly Wangeshi from Nairobi, Kenya. So my question to the leaders is, if our continent's resources fuels the world's prosperity, why is it that we, the African youth, have to fight so hard to get the opportunities this world creates? And what concrete and measurable steps are you taking to eliminate this imbalance? And more importantly, how can we hold you accountable to deliver them?